So this is Katie Hartvickson, who is one of our best ever Clean50 analysts, and she offered to tell us a little bit about her experience last year as a Clean50 analyst for the 2023 summer. And I'm delighted that she felt that good about her job that she wanted to share it. So, Katie, talk to future Clean50 analysts. Tell them what was the most impactful for you in terms of the summer that you spent working for the Clean50?
Well, thank you so much for the kind introduction, Gavin. Hi, everyone. I'm so looking forward to sharing my experience working for Delta Management in the Clean50 Awards. Last summer, I found I developed really amazing skills and just had overall an incredible experience. So I would say the biggest skill that I developed was just overall confidence in communication. So coming into the job, I had no experience cold calling. And when I had seen that cold calling was such a large portion of what we would be doing daily, I thought it'd be a really amazing opportunity to challenge myself. So at first I was nervous to do the cold calling, but after my summer employment, I can confidently say that I feel so much more comfortable, not only cold calling, but this just amounted to a wonderful transferable skill, such as confidence in networking or even just discussing topics with my law school professors. In class. And I'm just so grateful that I was able to have this skill so refined and developed in my position. I also felt that I was able to develop confidence in holding conversations and asking questions to the high ranking executives that we will meet with as part of being a Clean50 analyst. So just the confidence and communication was just so beneficial and just an amazing transferable skill. Another amazing benefit was the mentorship that Gavin provided. So he provides amazing feedback throughout your employment. You'll do group meetings and then one-on-one meetings. And so I always came out of these meetings feeling really confident and eager to continue with the work we were doing. I had such a positive experience because Gavin was a boss who was not only just passionate about the work we were doing, but he really genuinely cared that we felt empowered by the work we were doing and that we were able to accomplish our own personal goals of what we wanted to kind of get out of the summer and what skills we wanted to develop. Another aspect to this job is the fact that it's remote. So initially, I was worried I wouldn't be as connected with my team because of the remote employment, or I wouldn't be meeting as many people. But the part about this job that makes it so amazing is you're meeting people every single day. So when you're not researching sustainability initiatives, you're reaching out to high ranking executives, emerging leaders, really incredible projects. So you are able to do meetings, Zoom meetings, phone calls, and email correspondence with leaders in Canadian sustainability. And this can lead to some amazing connections. And personally, I've just had such amazing experiences connecting with the nominees and the honorees of the Clean50 Awards. And then also, I found that me and my team of analysts, we were always in constant communication throughout the day. I felt really connected to the other Clean50 analysts. And if I ever had a question for Gavin, he was always a quick email or phone call away. I also found as a young student trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, this job was incredibly beneficial in that area as well, because every single day we are learning about sustainability efforts and just learning about all the opportunities in a broad range of areas. So for myself, I learned so much about sustainability efforts in retail and consumer products to clean tech, to traditional energy generation. And I found this was incredibly formative to helping me figure out what I want to do now. So although I'm pursuing a career in law, I've looked to different areas of law because of how inspired I was by the efforts of the people involved in the Clean50. And finally, I found that after communicating with other students in the MES program, I just gained so many incredible transferable skills and connections that I don't think I would have really gotten if I hadn't done this position. And I'm just incredibly grateful for my experience. So if anyone has any further questions, I would be very open to meeting or answering an email. Was that
Katie,
good?
that's amazing. That's great. Thank you so
Sorry, I
much.
should
I
I should
I have one, and I guess the one that I would think that might be of concern to a new student coming in is the cold calling aspect. The same thing
Mhm.
that was a fear that you were willing to confront, and I admire your courage in doing so. Did you find it as much of a stretch as you thought it was going to be initially?
I think I really worked it up in my head. I was really nervous about it, but we actually did some practice phone calls with Gavin before you actually call the nominees, which was helpful. And also, I found that the phone calls in general were always really positive experiences for the most part. People were really excited to hear about the Clean 50 and to learn they were nominated. So I just usually came out of those phone calls really feeling really excited about it. But I found it was a great learning experience because although I was nervous, I found I was able to learn a lot very quickly. And I think I just kind of worked myself up and got a little too nervous. But it was overall a really positive experience.
Gotcha. So in all, you felt well prepared before you got on the phone for the first time?
Yes, absolutely. Gavin, you provided a lot of guidance on how we should approach these calls as well. So I don't think there was ever a time where someone would ask me a question and I wouldn't know what to say, or I felt like I couldn't answer something confidently. So I felt very prepared, and again, you always just provided really good feedback. So if I did have a phone call and I had a question raised to me that I kind of answered the best that I could, I would, afterwards ask you, this is what I did. What do you think? And you would always give really good feedback. And you would always also, I always felt like I did the right thing in many ways, but you would always, give us something we could work on as